The neighbor's son asked me, "Why does the tall man stand in your backyard every night?" I swallowed nervously. "What tall man?" "The really tall one near your shed. He stays there every night staring at your house. It's scary." My backyard was fenced and I lived alone. "Enrique, there's no one in my backyard at night. But I see him every night at midnight from my bedroom window. He's real, I promise." My heart started racing. "What does he look like?" "He's really tall and wears dark clothes. He just stands there for about an hour without moving." That night, I stayed awake watching my backyard until almost 1 a.m. Nothing, no one there. But the next morning, I found huge footprints behind my shed. Size 46, maybe bigger. The prints were deep, like someone heavy had been standing there for a long time. Fresh from the night before. I took pictures with trembling hands and called the police. Sergeant Silva came and looked around. "Your gates are locked, no signs of forced entry." I installed a few cameras just in case. I placed 2 that night, but my phone died at 11:38 p.m. and I forgot to charge it. When I finally got it working again after midnight, I checked the footage. Exactly at midnight, a tall figure walked into view, unbelievably tall, wearing a long dark coat. It walked up to my shed, stopped, and stood completely still facing my house. For 43 minutes, it didn't move at all. Then it stepped backward and disappeared. I called Sergeant Silva. He came back immediately with another officer and watched the video. His face turned pale. "This is impossible. There's no way anyone could enter your yard unless they came from your neighbor's side." We went next door. Enrique, his mom, and his dad watched the video. His father shook his head. "That's not me. I'm only 180 meter tall. This person is much taller." Enrique ran forward. "That's him! That's the tall man I told you about." Sergeant Silva asked, "Where exactly do you see him from?" Enrique took us upstairs. The window in his room looked perfectly into my backyard. "I see him right there near the shed." His dad looked out the window and suddenly turned pale. "My God, look at the back wall of her house." I looked where he was pointing. On the back of my house, someone had spray painted a huge human figure in black. It was at least 2.4 meters tall with long arms and no face. The paint looked old and worn. "That's what Enrique has been seeing," his mother whispered. "The painting on your wall." But I was confused. A painting didn't explain the footprints or the moving figure on the video. Sergeant Silva was thinking the same thing. How is the figure in the video moving if it's just paint? I went back and watched the footage again. The moving figure had been standing in the exact spot where the painting was. Something wasn't right. I touched the wall from the inside of my bedroom, the one with the painting outside. It was freezing cold in the middle of summer. One section of the wall felt like a refrigerator. "That's not normal," Silva said. "We need to open this wall." A contractor came and removed part of it. Behind it was a narrow, empty space between the outer and inner walls, just wide enough for a thin person to stand. There was a hidden panel in my attic that led to this space. Inside, we found a sleeping bag, water bottles, and dozens of photos of me. Someone had been taking pictures of me through my windows for months. The previous owner said his father had lived there before. His name was Carvalho. He was very tall and thin. He lost the house when the bank took it, and he was extremely upset. That's when it all clicked. Carvalho had been living inside the walls of his old house. At night, he climbed down into the hidden space and stood behind the painting he had made of himself. From inside the wall, he could watch me through the windows outside. To Enrique, it looked like a tall, dark figure standing in my backyard. Enrique had been seeing the real man standing behind the painting. They found Carvalho living in the woods 3 days later. He is in jail now, facing charges. I had the entire wall torn down and rebuilt. But sometimes late at night, I still think about how he stood inside my walls, just centimeters away, watching me sleep. The tall man was never in my yard. He was inside my house the whole time.